Then he said, man, that's a man, bro. I'm talking to a man. If it was a girl, it'd be different, bro. He's 15. It's not a man.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's
you
not
trying
your
to,
job.
then you went to say, oh, these are the Kendrick Lamar fans. It ain't even Max people. It's like, Kendrick Lamar, nigga. It's people that don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar that's going, like, what does he have to do with this?
Yeah.
So the thing is, you defending it at first like this is what you believe in and stand on.
We are beyond everything now that we are in this period and era of hip-hop, and actually in life in general. After months of one of the most turbulent crash outs we have ever witnessed, the moment is being characterized by the revelation of the truth. Everyone's least favorite person, DJ Akademiks, has finally been affected by all of the rage, shame, and immaturity. The lyrics and message of a song like Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us have demonstrated that the fabled prophecy that all Drake fans are even more shallow and strange than he is true. Despite his long-standing attempts to defend his reputation and even defend his friend DRS as fiercely as almost any other grown man would ever defend him. It is beginning to make more sense than ever before why he has been making such terrible decisions after all of the shenanigans and other lowlights we have been witnessing him perform on a regular basis up to this point. AK has finally failed to hide how bizarre, twisted, and repulsive he truly is after attempting to do so for so long. Even though it's awful to know that there are people who secretly believe that we have all witnessed the greatest failure in hip-hop. At least we know that, given the response he's receiving and the backlash he is receiving, which goes beyond people being angry to include the industry itself cutting ties with him. Act's reputation, but more significantly, his entire career will never be able to recover from this. However, before we continue, please remember to subscribe and leave a like. Therefore, with DJ Akademiks once more, what has transpired and what is about to cause a real shift and really a downfall in the Act's entire career. Because now, even the people who have kept him in a position of influence are stepping away. Goes beyond what any of us would consider normal, beyond just the utter patheticness of this guy and the effects he has had on how we listen to and interact with music over the years. Naturally, that's one of the most bizarre and terrible things you can do, especially in light of the guy that AK has built his entire brand around. This is why almost everyone is correctly criticizing AK for it. Because of everything that has to do with AK, including the fact that he is conversing with someone who is more than twice his age. I mean, before you get into anything else here, you simply have to be, to put it simply, such a loser to even be in a place where this is what you're doing and this is how you're spending your free time. Furthermore, the more this video circulates, and even some of the Act's former fiercest competitors such as Meek Mill watch it and laugh at him for once, the more he loses out. Again, it just begs the issue of how anyone ever permitted this Teletubby reject to have the platform he did in the first place, given that a child, as we have all seen in the clips, has superior judgment and is far more mature in behavior than a grown man. And AK's attempt to convince someone he shouldn't even be talking to adopt a lifestyle he should never be around by claiming that this is what rappers have done and that it is therefore acceptable to do so is, in my opinion, one of the most telling aspects of the entire situation, yet no one seems to be discussing it. Now that AK's reference group of MCs that he actually converses with consists of individuals like Drake, he has once again unintentionally revealed some of the horrors that actually occur behind the scenes in the industry. He is simply demonstrating that he believes these things are acceptable because they are accepted by this peculiar group of people that he identifies with. And so, looking past this particular instance, of which of course there are a lot of other lowlights that we have witnessed from Akademiks over the years, this is without a doubt the worst. In typical Act fashion, he was able to drag things out even further by ignoring all of the criticism he was receiving and being exposed to, failing to use it as an opportunity to consider his actions, perhaps even seek forgiveness, or simply make improvements so that he never finds himself in such a strange situation again. Act, however, seized this opportunity to further lash out and give us one of the most embarrassing clips he has ever provided, rather than simply acting morally. By simply letting all of his frustration out, AK went on a larger tangent than we have ever seen, revealing even more about his true nature in the midst of his rage. This goes beyond the fact that he doesn't believe he's wrong at all, and that he won't apologize for it. And all he did was reveal more of what's going on in AK's head with everything he told us as he was attempting to defend himself and save what little credibility he still believes he has. As he did with Drake and LeBron James when he exposed the strange things Drake was doing in an attempt to protect his image by accident, AK ended up making things even worse by starting several feuds with other streamers and bringing his good friend Drake into the fray. He also denied any accountability, which only serves to highlight the kind of man he truly is. Not only did he act disrespectfully toward Playboy Carti, because after all he was his friend, but he also declared that he was done with Kai Cenat and that he was bigger than them all and didn't need him at all. I'm sure this will become just another one of his tags that ages horribly. However, AK attempted to do more than just instigate more issues with streamers in an effort to shift the blame and portray himself as a victim. He also attempted to shift the focus by claiming that Kendrick Lamar fans are only trying to get him and prove that he is the awful person that we all believe he is, rather than simply sitting there and telling us that the disgusting things we saw him say don't really mean anything and that it's all a big overreaction. Additionally, it is obvious that Kendrick fans dislike you because, well, look in the mirror and see what you have rooted your identity in. This is why AK even tried to play this storyline. No one else did this but himself. And if he simply remained composed and didn't cause issues like these by entering odd settings and acting more bizarre than anyone could possibly imagine, then no one would have anything to say. However, as we have all seen the videos, it is evident that there's no escaping the reality that AK has established here. Even more hilarious is the fact that, in addition to attempting to use this as an opportunity to vent his frustration with the Kendrick Lamar community, AK also brought Drake into the controversy by ostentatiously babbling that he and Drake are still cool and that in spite of what everyone else has been saying about their relationship ending, Drake is still by his side, and that if it were any other way, we would know right away. Doozy attempts to complete the circle by claiming that Drake and he belong to the same gang and that they have never done anything wrong, despite the fact that they are now both the targets of false narratives intended to destroy their careers. All things considered, despite Axe crying and whining during this all-time crash out, I believe he did prove one thing: that he and Drake are likely still friends, because in the end, it just goes to show why these two losers have been so compatible. This is because Act and Drake both have a lack of self-awareness and are unable to read the room and simply admit that they might be wrong once and for all. Additionally, AK's actions have brought him to the point where he has been exposed for doing the things that Kendrick Lamar rapped about on Not Like Us, going beyond the initial controversy with his meltdown to the point where he has now implicated Drake. Both of them now look awful as AK tries to defend his actions while acknowledging that he is wrong. Furthermore, it feels like something even worse is happening that we are unaware of every time he opens his mouth and performs anything like this. Overall, this only serves to highlight how disconnected from reality DJ Akademiks is. As of right now, AK is already beginning to realize the repercussions of what happened and that his career will never be the same because of everything that Axe said here, and his complete meltdown, which actually did nothing to improve his reputation in this controversy, but instead only brought more attention to the situation and gave him even more negative attention. It appears that many of the teams and labels that collaborate with Act no longer wish to link their artists with the unsettling image he is now presenting to the world. This is because of the Act's relationship with the entire music industry, which, despite all the issues AK brings because of his platform, naturally works with him a lot to help artists and songs get more exposure. After all of this, there were even rumors that Playboy Carti was severing his connections with Akademiks, although this doesn't seem to be the case. All things considered though, we are witnessing more than ever that Akademiks is in the worst state of his life and has truly shown the repulsive reality of the act he has been attempting to maintain for so long. And now that everyone is watching AK do something so terrible and he has no intention of changing or apologizing, he is only making worse decisions and attempting to avoid any responsibility that he may have. We are beginning to see all of the lies and terrible acts that he has built his entire career on come crashing down, because this particular moment is unquestionably odd and wrong, especially in light of all the other dubious things he has done over the years, and because of how terrible this is in the end, how the reactions have been, and the fact that things are only going to get worse from here. People, including labels that have ensured that AK has a career after all, are really beginning to distance themselves from him. Furthermore, Drake's role in all of this is related to the fact that AK is attempting to exploit this as a story about Drake and Kendrick's feud. Given that AK was chosen by Drake and OVO to serve as their spokesperson, this speaks volumes about their entire circle. Now that all of this is out of the bag, it's becoming strangely obvious that for everyone surrounding Drake, the lyrics Kendrick Lamar changed everything with "Not Like Us" are becoming increasingly accurate as we learn the reality about oddballs like AK. I don't know if anyone is prepared to realize how awful everything behind the scenes for these people may be, especially if this is what we already know about AK's demise, which I'm sure will just worsen as he receives more criticism and everything else that is happening with Drake as a whole. After all of this, tell me what you think of DJ Akademiks and his really odd time. Where do you think his career will go from here, and how do you think this will impact rap in general? I'm eager to hear your thoughts. And if you've seen the entire video, please remember to subscribe and like it. It's really helpful to me. Check out the suggested video to see how Drake is understanding that everything is going to fall apart for him more than ever because of what Kendrick Lamar has in store for him with the Super Bowl, just as DJ Akademiks' career has never been closer to ending.